is Frédérique Lecomte. I come from Belgium. I'm a French-speaking woman. I'm a play director and I am a founder and the director of Théâtre and Réconciliation, Theatre and Reconciliation. And my objective is to reconstruct destroyed community with theatre. I'm working in conflict area, in most of the time in Burundi and RDC Congo. The story of theatre and reconciliation comes from conflict, of course. Then the first time how to resolve my own conflict. And that's theatre solved my own conflict. And I met my ex-husband, who was a rebel in Casamance, and then I began to make theatre in Casamance. Then it's a love story who begins with with conflict and theatre in conflict zones. It's me through theatre, or it's theatre through me. But both make the people share their suffering or their stories. And then with that, I'm doing theatre, with their assentiment, with their agreement, of course. For me, all the people are the same. Condemned to death, criminals, raper, torturer, perpetrator, victim of torture. For me, they are all human beings. There is no difference, because if they are perpetrator, I could be a perpetrator also. If they killed people, I can kill also, because I'm the same part of the humanity. That's all. They make improvisation. I direct improvisation. They are not improvisation anymore, they are scenes. And then I put the scenes together and I make a list, and then after I build. And I make gesture to the actors. For example, this is the sign of the head, this is the sign of the eyes, and that's all. The actors that didn't know what I'm going to do. I like to shock, to give electric shock to the audience. That's why I put always emotional scene and laughing scene, and sometimes in the same time, and I can see the audience laughing and crying in the same time. The words they are using, sometimes the words they change the words, it's not exactly the same words. But especially in conflict zone, I'm very comment on dit, prudente? Careful, because it's dangerous to use the words. This scene happens in prison, in Bujumbura, when he was in prison, when he was condemned to death. I asked them improvisation about, imagine that you are in prison, and then it take this position, like you saw, and then it begins to say, and open the door, please let me get out, I'm suffering. People are always ask me, well, they were condemned to death and they are alive and out of the prison. How can it happen?
Je suis innocent.
It happens because they were condemned to death because they were political prisoners. And then when the government is changing, they amnesty the political prisoners. That's why condemned to death prisoners are not anymore condemned to death, they are alive and they are free.
Personne ne sait me secourir, ouvrez-moi.
When you are doing theatre in a conflict zone, there is a lot of deaths.
Qui sommes-nous?
Nous sommes des morts. Nous sommes les morts.
It's normal to bring the dead back.
Quand est-ce que vous êtes morts?
Because the dead people have to say something. They didn't have the time or even the place to speak about the dead. Putting on the stage dead people speaking about the way they were murdered.
Comment est-ce que vous êtes morts?
It's very, very symbolic.
On nous a tués à la machette.
It's very cathartic.
On nous a tués avec des fusils.
On nous a jetés dans les toilettes.
When I'm directing, when I'm doing my job, I don't feel I'm a woman. I'm just. It's difficult to say. Of course, I am a woman, and and sometimes I'm very feminine. But when I'm directing, I'm just a director. Perhaps it will be interesting to ask the actors what they think about that, the fact that I am a woman. For example, the children soldier boys, they call me Général. You can say? They call me Général. I say, yes, I am your general. My work is a safe space with lots of love and emotion. The first words which come is catastrophe. The second is humanity, and the third is tryout. Relation, funny, and tears, and politic conscientiousness, and conflict resolution, and and reconstruction of the community.
Shewe da zukuri, shewe da zukuri.